Alright, hey guys, it's Bros TCG back in the video. With this video, we got the new Wild Survivors archetype. So this is the third archetype, and if you guys want to see the two other reveals, it's going to be in the top right corners. But here it's going to be Vanquish Souls, so that's going to be the name of the archetype. So let's just get started here. Here we have Vanquish Soul versus Raisin. So it's a Fire Warrior level 4 monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn, and you cannot activate them in the same chain. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one non-warrior Vanquish Soul monster from your deck to your hand. So it looks like it's going to be a search for the archetype, monster search, but you just not able to search out for this monster type of warrior. So it looks like it's going to be multiple types. I'm guessing he's going to be the only warrior, or maybe there's going to be one more. And then quick effect, you can reveal the appropriate monsters in your hand to activate one of these effects. So if you reveal a fire monster, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. And if you reveal a fire and a dark monster, you destroy all monsters in this card's column. So that could be pretty powerful, honestly. It's all about placement. So it looks like this archetype is going to be pretty focused about where you place your monsters, and kind of reminds me a little bit of Mac Knight, where people are going to start seeing that again. I've seen a few cards like this that start playing around with this again. Like the new archetype, the new TCG archetype we got. I'm trying to remember the name of the archetype, but the new one that just came out in Photon Hypernova. Anyways, so here we have Vanquish Soul versus Panthera, which is the Earth Beast Warrior effect level 4 monster. So this is going to be a Beast Warrior instead of an actual warrior. And if you control no monsters in the main monster zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's a quick way to just get it out. It's a free level 4 that you can get out here. And then quick effect, you can reveal the appropriate monsters in your hand to activate one of these effects. So if you reveal an Earth monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. And if you reveal one Earth and Fire monster, you can destroy all spells and traps in this card's column. So that's pretty decent, just being able to destroy it. Similar to this one, but it looks like it's going to be spell and trap destruction focus, and also a way of protecting itself. Interesting. It's an interesting little way of doing this. It looks like you're going to be searching monsters out in order to activate these guys' effects before you do something with them, I'm guessing. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one non-machine Vanquish Soul monster you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. So pretty easy to get this out. You can use you can summon one of these guys out, and then bounce it back after using its effect in order to get this guy out. And you can reveal the appropriate monster in your hand to activate one of these effects. So if you reveal a dark monster, you get to draw a card. And if you reveal a Earth and one Fire monster, inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. So that's a pretty solid amount, honestly. That could make quite a difference. It's not just like a measly amount. Obviously it's not going to be like game ending, but it's pretty nice. And then a draw card for just revealing a dark monster. Pretty solid, but again, interesting way of just playing this deck. I'm wondering if there's going to be actual boss monsters for the deck, or if this is going to be it. Then here we have Vanquish Soul versus Dr. Madlab. So it's a Dark Fiend effect. It's a level 4. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Vanquish Soul spell trap from your deck to your hand. So it looks like here is our spell trap search. And then quick effect, you can reveal the appropriate monsters in your hand. Okay, so one dark monster. One face-up monster your opponent control loses 500 attack and defense. That's not that relevant. One dark and one earth monster. Return one face-up monster in the field with the lowest defense to hand. Your choice of Tide. This one doesn't seem as strong, like in terms of these effects. Being able to get this bounce is okay, but that does require them to have the lowest defense. But being able to use this just to search out the spells, Vanquish Soul spells and traps is good enough to just run it. And it depends really if the spells and traps are going to be good though. And then here we have Vanquish Soul versus Pluton, which is the fire zombie effect monster. And you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn, and you cannot activate them in the same chain. So during your opponent's turn, if you control no monsters in your main monster zone, or all monsters you control in the main monster zone are Vanquish Soul monsters, quick effect, you can summon this card from your hand. So pretty easy way to get it out. It's a 0 attack, 0 defense monster though. In the quick effect, you can reveal the appropriate monsters in your hand to activate one of these effects. So one fire monster, this card gains 3000 defense until the end of this turn. And then one dark and earth monster, this card gains 3000 attack until the end of this turn. So it looks like at the very least you're going to be able to get a 3000 beater or a 3000 just defense monster that you can sit on here. Doesn't seem super powerful. These effects don't seem like anything crazy. I don't think, so at least from the look of this, that this is going to be a crazy powerful archetype. Just seems like a fun little gimmick to mess around with. And then here we have Vanquish Soul versus Kaiser Various, which is the Earth Dragon effect. He is a level 8 3000 attack monster with 1500 defense. And then during the main phase, quick effect, you can target one non-dragon, vanquishing soul monster you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. So again, just pretty easy. It looks like the ones that are higher level, anything like above level 5 seems to bounce one of your vanquished soul monsters in order to get it out. So it's pretty easy to get this out. And then this, so if you bounce back, so if you reveal one earth monster, this face-up card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects this turn. Now that's pretty good. Being able to use that, that's actually pretty solid. And then if you reveal one earth, one fire, and one dark monster, you get to destroy one other card in the field. So that's pretty solid too. Again, it's a destruction effect, so that sucks, but it's a non-target destruction on any card on the field. And not only that, it looks like since you don't have to target anything, that actually means that if they try to activate something in response to this, like, they have to activate right away. There's no pause in this effect. So that's pretty nice here. So if they happen to change one of the targets, then you can just change whatever target you choose. But this looks like a pretty solid boss monster. And then here it looks like we have a Link 1. Its name is a Rock of Vanquisher. It requires one vanquished soul monster. Cannot be used as link material. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. While you control a vanquished soul monster, your opponent's monster can only target your monster with the highest attack for attack. So that's fine. It looks like it's going to be going after your highest. And then during the main phase quick effect, you can activate one of these effects. Special summon one vanquished soul monster from your hand, or add one vanquished soul monster from your grave to your hand. So pretty good. This looks like a solid Link 1, just being able to cheat a vanquished soul monster out, or being able to get recycle something. Makes for a decent. It's not going to be adding anything from your deck to your hand, but it's at least a way to get something onto the board. And then here we have Vanquished Soul Dust Devil, which is a quick play spell. It requires, or it just targets one Vanquished Soul monster you control, changes battle position, then you can change face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense position, up to the number of Vanquished Soul monsters you control with different names. So it looks like it's going to be a Book of Moon equal to the number of Vanquished Soul monsters you control with different names. So this could be pretty powerful if you're able to get a lot of different ones out. Again, it seems like a decent card, like a searchable Book of Moon. It's pretty cool. It's an okay card. I think there's gonna be some fun ways for people to use this. And yeah, here we have Vanquish Soul Continue, which is a quick play spell card. Pay 500 life points and target one Vanquish Soul monster in your grave. Either add it to your hand or special summon it in defense position. So it's a quick play Monster Reborn, or a way to just add it to your hand in order to reveal the effect. This is pretty good. I think this is going to be pretty good. Yeah, two pretty solid spells here. And then here we have Vanquish Soul Trinity Burst, which is a normal trap card. You target one Vanquish Soul monster you control, special summon up to 2 Vanquish Soul monsters from your hand with different names from each other and different original attributes from the target monster, but their effects are negated. Also return to the hand during the end phase. Then you can return all opponent's cards in that target and the summon monsters columns to the hand. So this is a pretty good trap card. Just being able to get a bunch of monsters out and then bounce things back to the hand. It's a non-target bounce as well. It looks like you're going to be able to just get 3 bounces using this card. Pretty good way of just removal. Like non-destructive, non-target. This is pretty strong. And then here we have Vanquish Soul Calamity Kaiser, which is a counter trap. You can only activate one card with this card's names per turn. When your opponent activates a spell, trap, or monster effect that targets a card you control, and you control a Vanquish Soul monster, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, then you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of one of your Vanquish Soul monsters you can control. So I thought this was going to be just a generic like Omni Negate that would be really good for the stack, but this is only for targets a card you control. So it's okay. The target ones I'm not really that big of a fan of. I just like when they're generic. That's when I usually run them at 3. With this, I think you can still play around with it. There's still a lot of target effects, so it's still gonna be great. And of course, being able to inflict damage to your opponent here, you're gonna be able to get some sneaky wins using this card. But it sucks that it's not just a generic negate here. And yeah, it looks like that's it for the Vanquish Soul. Honestly, looks like a pretty solid archetype. Looks like it's gonna be pretty fun. This boss monster is actually a pretty big threat. I mean, being able to just being unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, it's gonna make it difficult for them to get rid of it. And having the non-target destruction is pretty solid too. You just need to have a way to prevent it from being destroyed from battle here. But yeah, it seems like a pretty decent archetype. Which one's your favorite out of the three? This one looks like a pretty solid addition. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.